I don't subscribe to this idea that painting is a glorious end of the world subject. It's not something that is absolutely necessary in the idea of making a picture. So it's more like pictures, the idea of a picture rather than the paint that makes the picture. I came through it cartoons and comic books and comic strips. So that seemed to be my first exposure to anything connected to art. I had a neighbor who had a bottle of ink, and he would draw cartoons with this black ink, and it seemed like a very powerful kind of beautiful substance to me. And that was really my opening to this world of art. It had to start somewhere, I know, but it didn't happen with paintings in museums. I didn't visit museums as a child because we didn't have museums. So it actually started with popular culture for me. I took painting courses, and I took design courses, and I took advertising courses, and drawing, and at the time I went to a school that was very much rooted in the fine arts rather than commercial art. And so I began to see what was happening in the world of painting, and abstract expressionism was the motion of the day. It had a true vitality. I mean, it was a beautiful form of painting, and the attitude that you would have when you would paint a picture, a very open and emotional approach to looking at a white canvas, and then taking paints, gathering paints together with brushes, and attacking something almost spontaneously, seemed to have a power to it. And so I learned through that, and I could see that maybe there were these techniques, and the approach to making pictures was pretty well thought out by so many other artists that other things began to get into my work, like preconceived images and things that I would think about before I painted. And so that became where I changed, and then I could see that when I would make a picture of any kind, it would be something that was almost thought out before it was executed. So that's sort of like the foundation to what I do today. The year 1938 had a mythical connection to me in some way that I can't explain, but that it does, the numerals 1938 have curves to them, and they mimicked the curves of a 1938 Chevrolet. I felt like that was a transitional move for me, where I would be using these techniques that I thought were strong and forceful, especially spontaneity, and within that comes splashy paint, which is one of the most important elements in modern art, is the idea that paint comes from either a brush or something that falls and splashes the way it does. It has a voice of its own, and so that would come together with my own personal experience with things. It didn't have much logic behind it, but it had an urge that I felt had to be put down. A very simple thing, you know, that I'm not trying to be instructional or educational. I'm not trying to communicate any particular thing here. It's just that this, it's like pulling something out of the sky and fabricating a picture. It had an immediate impact to me, and it had, it went counter and went against everything that was being taught in schools. To paint a picture of something that was symmetrical, same on the right-hand side as the left-hand side, as a target, and those kind of things were taught to us to be illogical and not good for perfect picture making, you know. But then at the same time you go back through history and you'll see that a Greek vase is also, when you look at the profile of a Greek vase, very symmetrical. And yet we were taught that to make pictures using symmetrical items was not good, not right. You had to be off, you know, don't use symmetry. And I appreciated somebody coming along and doing something that was absolutely symmetrical. So that was a lesson for me.